Hello, my name is Ruthie, and today I'm recording the first, hopefully, of many videos here on my channel. I wanted to start with my favorite style of yoga, which is Yin Yoga. And I love it because you start off the class like getting the blood pumping and flowing and doing more one breath per movement type things. And then the second half of class is Yin. So you just hold each pose for about 5 minutes and you really focus on your breathing and focus on the present moment and just accepting the circumstances that you're in. And you realize after practicing Yin for a while that you can really just conquer anything, because if your mind can handle that, holding pigeon pose for 5 minutes, then you can do anything. So let's get started. Just remember to always listen to your body and don't do anything if it feels like too much. You can always come back into child's pose and just keep breathing.
So let's begin today in a seated position on your mat, however is comfortable for you. And just start to notice your breath. Without any judgment, just become aware when you are inhaling and when you are exhaling. Bring yourself into the present moment. Now place one hand on your belly and one on your chest. And start to observe your breathing, noticing where your breath is going. And then send your inhales deep into your belly, let them rise to your chest. And exhale the way you came, from the chest and then the belly. Continue this deep belly breathing at your own pace for 3 more rounds. On your next inhale, raise your arms up to the sky, interlace your fingers, and point your pointer fingers. Exhale, relax your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, bring your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, relax down your back. Inhale, hunch. Exhale, relax. Now bring your left hand to your right ear and reach down with your right fingertips and feel the line of energy all the way from your right fingertips through your right ear. Re-exhale, elongating a little bit more. Now exhale, bring your left hand beside your left hip and inhale your right arm up to the sky and reach over your head. Feel the line of energy from your right sit bone all the way through your right fingertips. And relax your shoulders down away from your ears. On your inhales, elongate your spine, and on your exhales, bend a little deeper. Inhale, raise your arms back up to the sky, interlace your fingers, and melt your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, relax. Now bring your right hand to your left ear and reach down with your left fingertips. Feel the line of energy from your left fingertips through your left ear. Feel the space lengthening with each exhale. Now bring your right hand beside your right hip and inhale, raise your left arm up to the sky, relaxed shoulders, and your left sit bone rooting down into the ground. Inhale, feel your spine lengthen, and exhale, bend a little deeper. Feel the left side body expanding. Inhale, arms back to center, and exhale, bring them to the ground in front of your legs. Roll over your ankles and come into tabletop position. Aligning your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone and eyes into cow pose. And exhale, curl your navel toward your spine and come into cat pose. Now really just listen to your body and do whatever movements feel right to you. Continuing to link each movement with your inhales and your exhales. You can wag your tail, look from side to side, and just feel the fluid moving around your spine. You can take big circles going to the right and big circles going to the left. Close your eyes and just really listen to your own body. Now come back to a neutral tabletop position and inhale your left arm up to the sky. Reach up and exhale, thread the needle, bringing your left shoulder to the ground and pushing down into your right hand to get a bit of a deeper stretch. Make sure your hips are staying over your knees. Feel the twist. Option to bring that right arm up and around to a half bind. If you're in a bind, start to unwind and bring your right hand to the ground, and by reaching into your palm, pull your left arm back up to the sky and exhale back to tabletop. Inhale, raise your right arm up to the sky, reach, and exhale, thread the needle the other way, bringing your right shoulder to the ground, pushing into your left hand to deepen the twist. Keeping your hips over your knees. And again, option to bind on this side by bringing your left arm up and around your back. Start to unwind, bringing your left hand to the ground, reaching up with your right hand, and exhaling back down into tabletop. Leaving your hips in place over your knees, walk your hands forward and melt your heart down toward the mat, coming into puppy pose. This is a great heart opener, and just continue to send your breath to the back of your heart. And each exhale melting a little closer to the mat. On your next inhale, pull your navel toward your spine. Bring your forearms to the ground, snaking your body through into cobra. Exhale, relax down to the mat. Plant your hands under your shoulders and keeping your elbows tight, tuck your toes and push yourself up through tabletop, coming to sit on your flexed feet into toes pose. Now this can be a really brutal pose, but just continue to send all your breath to the arches of your feet. And tuck your navel in and lift up with your upper body, pretending that there's a string coming from the crown of your head, pulling you up as your feet are opening up. And just keep breathing. One more breath here. And plant your hands, tap out your feet, point your toes and sit back on your heels. Get a nice counter stretch. Spring yourself forward, coming into tabletop, tuck your toes, lift the knees, coming into plank, and then lift the hips, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet here, make sure you're reaching into your palms, your shoulders are strong and not hunched up toward your ears. Lift your heels over your toes, bend your knees a lot, lift the hips, and exhale, relax the heels down toward the mat. Be strong here in your down dog. Start to tiptoe your feet up toward to meet your hands. using your abs to pull your legs up one by one. Meet in a half lift with a straight spine. And exhale, fold down into ragdoll. Bend the knees a lot and make sure the spine is long, feeling the line from your tailbone through the crown of your head. Let everything hang loose, let gravity take over. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, roll yourself up to stand and bring your arms up and behind you, opening the heart, and then hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up, slight back bend, and exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale and exhale, bend your elbows to your ribs, chaturanga, knees to the mat is okay. And inhale, upward facing dog, tops of the legs hovering over the mat and the heart shining forward. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises to three-legged dog. Exhale, left hip stacks on top of right. Inhale, level out the hips and left knee to left elbow, strong abs. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, cross the body. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, curl the belly in and plant the foot in between the hands, coming into warrior one. With your hips square to the front of the mat, rise up, hands to heart center. Interlace your hands in back of you and lift your heart up toward the sky. And exhale, fold, coming into humble warrior. Keep your balance here by continuing to scissor the legs toward each other, pulling the inner thighs toward each other, and reaching down into the pads of the feet. Let your fists lead you back up to stand, reach your heart forward, and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, straighten the front leg, hinge at the hips, right arm to ground, left hand to hip, slight twist, and look forward, step your right forward, come into forward fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, open the heart, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shine your heart forward. Exhale, roll over the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, stack the hips. Three-legged dog and exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, right leg up, and exhale, step the foot forward, coming into warrior one on the other side. Rise your hands up, and exhale, hands to heart center. Interlace your hands behind you, lift your heart forward, and fold, hinge at the hips, coming into humble warrior on the other side. Making sure to scissor your thighs toward each other, keeping your balance. And let your fists pull you back up to stand. Straighten your front leg and hinge at your hips, planting your left hand, bringing your right hand to your hips. And then step your left foot forward. Halfway lift, then forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, fold. Step back to plank and chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. And exhale, step it through, coming right into warrior two setup with your back foot parallel to the back edge of the mat. And inhale, straighten the front leg, reach the arms up, fly your warrior. Exhale, bend the knee, warrior two. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale one more time. Exhale, warrior two. Now inhale, left hand rises, reverse your warrior. Exhale, reach forward, and right arm rises overhead, coming into extended side angle. And feel the line of energy all the way from the outside edge of your right foot through your right fingertips. Option to bring your right hand around on top of the left thigh, coming into half bind. Or option to reach your left hand under your left thigh, grabbing hold of the right hand, coming into full bind. And breathe here, and keep sinking your hips down. Cartwheel your hands back up, straighten the front leg, reverse triangle pose. Step your back leg in just a bit, and reach forward with your front hand as far as you can, and then drop down, coming into triangle pose. Let your right arm come down to the mat and frame your front foot. Bend your back knee, half split, and spring yourself forward into a forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it forward, warrior two on the other side. Inhale, fly your warrior, arms up, straight front leg. And exhale, warrior two. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale up. And exhale, warrior two. Now inhale, right arm lifts, reverse your warrior. Exhale, right elbow to right knee, left arm up over your ear, shoulder melting down, extended side angle. Option to take whichever bind you took on the other side here, whether that's half bind or all the way around to a full bind. And keep letting your hips sink down toward the mat. Start to unwind and rise back up, straightening the front leg, coming into reverse triangle. Step the back leg in just a bit, reach the front arm forward, and drop into your triangle pose on the other side. With the left arm, come down to frame your front foot, bend your back knee, half split, and swing yourself forward, half lift, and then forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up, and exhale, swan dive all the way down. Step back to plank, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And start to walk your feet forward, one by one, meeting in a half lift, and then forward fold. And hang here in ragdoll, and breathe. Let gravity cascade over you. Now slowly rise yourself up to stand. Reach your arms up toward the sky, slight back bend, and hands to heart center. And breathe, and thank your body for getting you this far today. Option to raise your arms up one last time for a slight back bend. Open up, and then exhale, forward fold all the way out. Now bring your feet about mat's width distance apart with your toes pointing slightly out. Bring your elbows to the insides of your knees and squat down into Malasana squat. Push against all 5 fingers and feel the force of your hands pushing your elbows against your knees and everything just opening up. And you're sitting up tall as if there's a string pulling you from the crown of your head. Now reach your arms forward and sit back onto your butt, coming into the first yin posture of today, butterfly pose. And it's gonna feel like 5 hours, so just stay with me here. Yin is really about just accepting your current circumstances and just being patient with yourself and noticing the changes that happen over just 5 minutes. So yin isn't about getting all the way down to the ground or stretching as far as you can right off the bat. It's about being really patient with yourself and bringing yourself to about 70% of what you can do and just residing there and letting gravity and time do the rest. Just focus only on your breath and the music and the sounds around you. And notice how your body loosens up slightly with every exhale. Really deepen the breath. With both hip openers and yin practice, a lot of intrusive thoughts and intense emotions can come up for people. And the point is not to let those thoughts overcome you and distract you. It's just to simply notice them and give them the validation that they are there and they are thoughts that you have. And think of them as cars on a highway that you're just watching. One comes and goes, and then another comes and goes. And let your thoughts act as that. Just coming, noticing, sending on their way to return to at another time. And you may feel like fidgeting a lot, like I do. And just try your hardest to resist the urge to fidget. And just try to completely stay in the present moment. Relax the muscles of your face. Relax the space in between your eyebrows. Relax your jaw. Let every muscle of your body surrender. Start to feel the energy that you're using, resisting the stretch. And use that same energy to open up. Now very slowly start to walk your hands back toward your seat, sitting yourself upright. And grab the outsides of your knees and slowly pull them together. And give yourself a big hug for hanging in there. And lay back on your mat. You can rock from side to side. Just do whatever feels right. Now bring yourself back up to a seat. And start to shift the weight into your left hip, bringing your right leg around behind you, setting up for pigeon pose on the left side. Now take a peek behind and make sure that your back leg is in line with your right hip. And lift your heart up and come forward into pigeon. Now, if your left hip isn't touching the mat, you're going to want to put a blanket or block underneath, or just a sweatshirt if you have that. And just get as comfortable as you can in this pose. And remember to deepen your inhales and deepen your exhales. And every exhale, feel your muscles surrendering a bit more. And there's nothing else you should be doing but this. Now, if this is starting to feel a bit easy for you, there's an option to straighten your left arm up on the ground over your head and bring your right arm under the space you've created to thread the needle, coming into twisted pigeon. And if you are comfortable here in twisted pigeon, you can bring your left arm up around your back and try to grab hold of your left foot into sort of a bind. Now, if you're in a bind, slowly start to unwind, bringing your left hand to the ground next to you. Bring yourself back to regular pigeon. And then slowly, very slowly, start to walk yourself back up. And shine your heart forward. Bend your right leg and reach back with your right hand to grab hold of your ankle. If it's available to you, you can twist your fingertips so they're facing forward and grab hold of the top of your foot. Now shift the weight into your left hip, grab hold of your right foot, bring it around, and place the foot back onto the ground, setting up for pigeon on the other side. So shifting the weight into your right hip, swinging your left foot back around behind you, and peeking back to make sure that your left leg is in line with your left hip. Lift up and come forward into pigeon on the other side. Notice if the sides are different or the same, and make any adjustments that are necessary. Whether you need to place a block or sweatshirt under your right hip, go right ahead and do that. And just start to melt into this pose. If you came into twisted pigeon on the other side, and start to straighten the right arm up over your head on the ground, and thread the needle, bringing your left arm under the space you've created to a twisted pigeon. And if this feels good to you, you can go ahead and reach the right arm up over your back and grab hold of your right foot, coming into a bind. And breathe here. We'll hold this pose for a few more minutes. Slowly start to unravel if you were in a bind. Bringing your right arm back to the ground. Squaring your shoulders to the mat. Coming back to Pigeon. And very slowly, place your hands under your shoulders and push yourself up. Lift your heart, bend your left knee, and grab hold of the back foot. Again, option to twist your knuckles to face the front of your mat, pushing down on the leg. And breathe. Shift the weight into your right hip, bringing the left foot around, making your way back to a seated position on your mat. And make your way back to laying on your mat. You can hug your knees in close and really thank your body for sticking with you today, and thank yourself for practicing. And we'll take one final posture before our final Shavasana. And it's one of my favorites, Happy Baby. So grab hold of the outsides of your feet and root your shoulder blades down into the mat as well as your sit bones. And kick against your hands as your hands pull your feet closer to the mat. So you have a nice counter pull there. And straighten one leg and the other, rock from side to side. Close your eyes and pretend you're that happy baby once again. And whenever you're ready, you can make your way into your final Shavasana, your final resting pose. Roll your shoulder blades underneath you. Bring your palms up to face the sky. Feet letting go and pointing out toward the sides. Surrender. Feel your body melting into the mat with each breath. Yoga Nidra is also known as the yogic sleep, and it's all about actively falling asleep. So keeping your mind aware as you let your body fall asleep. Notice the pulse in each of your body parts. Notice how you can feel your heart beating in your toes and in the soles of your feet, in your ankles and your shins. Feel the pulse of your calves, of your knees, your hamstrings, and your thighs. Feel both legs pulsing with the same blood that's pumping through the rest of your body. Now notice the heartbeat at the base of your spine. Notice the heartbeat in your belly, below your navel. Notice your heartbeat under your rib cage. And start to feel a heartbeat in your fingertips, the palms of your hands, your forearms, your elbows, the insides of your elbows, and your biceps. Your whole torso is pulsing. Feel the heartbeat in the base of your throat, in your lips, the tip of your nose, in the space in between your eyebrows. Feel the pulse across your skull and the crown of your head. Your entire head and torso and legs are pulsing. Your whole body beating to its own vibration. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, bringing awareness back to the physical body. Reach your arms overhead, point your toes, get long, and curl over to one side into fetal position. Push yourself up to a seat and close your eyes. Thank your mind and your body for everything it's accomplished for you. And bring your hands to prayer in front of your third eye. May you always see the light in others and spread the light from within yourself. Bringing your prayer to your mouth, may you always speak words of kindness and truth. And finally, bringing your prayer to heart center, may you always have the courage to live with heart. We are all light. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I promise to post a bunch more.